What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to Dandadan, this time with episode 10, I believe. Only a couple episodes after this, which really sucks. Again, I wish this would be a little bit longer, 20 episodes at least, but yeah, is what it is. Again, I can't imagine we won't get a second season. I almost imagine that's guaranteed, but you never know, I guess. But yeah, last episode we ended off with the. I'm not really sure how to explain it, to be honest with you guys. But we ended off the arc with a huge combination. Again, I wasn't as much of a fan of last week's episode as I was the previous couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Still had some good moments in there, especially action-wise. But again, funny enough, the action in the show is amazing, don't get me wrong, but I'm actually much more here for the kind of character interactions and backstories with characters, and I think they're really good at every aspect in this show, aren't they? With the action, the flashy stuff, but also giving us that kind of material for the characters that actually gives the animation an impact. I'm just getting a little bit bored of these guys, to be honest with you. Like, I've seen them a few times now. It was an interesting variation last week, but it wasn't as interesting as what we've been covering the last few weeks. Which I know is quite an unpopular opinion. Apparently, last week's episode was a lot of people's kind of favourites. One of the best episodes so far, supposedly, but again, I personally don't think so. No idea what to expect today. Have you ever seen a cattle mutilation? Oh, of course, the end of the episode was a little bit controversial, which I wasn't expecting. Thought it was quite funny. Look at that angle. Do you know what one thing this show won't be able to do? This show won't be able to have a weirder student nurse than Makaine from last season. The student nurse in that show was the weirdest I think I've ever seen. I still can't find. Do any of you guys know what OST that is? I still can't find it, and I really like it. Really fun. It's kind of horrible the fact that she's actually got powers now, and she's got something to prove that she's like special. Well, I imagine all three of these guys will be now. Well, Okarun and Daira. They don't seem to care too much for Momo's powers. Okay. And another thing is, I've always thought the yokai stuff is much more interesting than the alien stuff. Just because of the nature of the alien stuff, we don't know hardly anything about it. So I think that happens to a lot of people. Well, luckily they weren't fully naked. But The situation they awoke to was the most embarrassing part of that, wasn't it? But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so they're not invading because I guess it's very lucky hauntings and yokai and such are a thing. A little, it's an ozone layer of itself a little bit. We're still on that. I mean, it did look very bad. It's training. A little bit of training. Not embarrassing. Not sure why he doesn't just say it. I think it may be a little bit embarrassing, like the start. I remember when I started doing stuff like that. I guess it was a little embarrassing. That's kind of the same with anything when you pick up a new hobby. Like anime is probably a good example. Picking up anime, slightly embarrassing to start off with. None of your friends think it's cool or anything, but it's actually very popular now. Like, stuff like this is what I really love about this show. Just like some casual stuff. I think it stands out more when there's so much craziness going on. It really makes these kind of moments stand out more. Just to pause for a sec. A lot of the time in shonen shows and shows similar to this, I especially am guilty of, and I think a lot of people are, of like episodes like this that just like are setting up things and character stuff. Sometimes I'm again guilty of just make them seem like kind of filler episodes, and they're just like they're episodes waiting until we get to like the next bit of action, for example. Whereas again, I don't think this show. I think this show is quality in both of the in every type of episode. It does try the emotional aspects episodes, like with the Ira stuff, the action heavy episodes, the school kind of slice of life episode stuff here. I think it excels at all of it, which again, I'd be guilty of saying this was just like again filler kind of stuff in other shonen, but it's done really well here. That again, it's actually like sometimes even more enjoyable than the action heavy episodes for me personally. And like just like it seems so simple, but you kind of need to have a good balance, because if you have such good action but like low kind of character stuff, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is a good example of that. The story and characters aren't awfully well done, but the action's so good. Episodes where there is like no action do get a little bit harder to watch, and there's shows that are so good in the character aspect and such. Oh dear. But yeah, there's stuff that got such good, the story and characters, that the action actually kind of lets it down a bit. I think this is really good at again in every kind of aspect so far. Uh, Criminal interview or something. I mean, Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. I mean, it was more in. I mean, she's not a million miles away. Spot on. I don't know how that makes him the culprit. That, if anything, that should have makes him the victim, right? Oh god, this is not good. I find stuff like this annoying though. I don't like loads of people coming over to me about stuff like this. Yeah, see, that's what I'm. That's the scary part about this, isn't it? They're gonna start really villainising, like Okarun said earlier, make another villain, but yeah, they're gonna really start villainising her, which is kids can be awful. So this is gonna be yeah. Although it looks like Ira, they went through quite a bit together. To be fair, Ira and Momo, so it looks like she's not happy with that. Oh shit! She even admitted she lied. Damn. Again, they did share a very intimate moment looking back on those memories. So, totally understandable. Good job, Ira. See, like this, like good character progression and stuff like this. What I'd love to see. I did go into this series thinking it would be a bit of like an action fest, and there was a lot of action, but I wasn't. I was kind of surprised at how well written it is and how much I enjoy the writing. Well, how's this now? Oh, this guy's still about. It is. What is wrong with this guy? Chiquichita. What language is that? What? Tell him he got hired, so this was all to pay his bills for his little kid. Okay, so this is the kind of stuff I want for the aliens. I want to know more about them because again, we know fuck all really, and it really keeps them at arm's length. Like I said, I much prefer the yokai stuff. So this is a really good opportunity. This is. It does kind of look like a kappa, to be honest. Not green, but no, he seems like a decent guy actually. I mean, he did say during the last couple of episodes, as I mentioned, that he was just hired. You know, they treated them awfully nicely here, actually, as well, didn't they? Fair play. Not sure how he's going to eat that with those gloves. He's somehow doing it. Oh, I got the whole spread. Again, how is that happening? Awful. That's me, Des. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? He's very fish based, and we're eating a sushi right now. Jesus. Very fishy food. Currency. He's weak. Oh, we definitely got to help this guy, haven't we? I don't think we can ever ignore a guy that his son's dying. Take my weenie. This thing. That's a good question, honestly. Would you guys, if you guys, this weird question, kind of question these shows bring up, to be honest. If you guys saw a man like this, like a real man, like not an alien, but a man, and it was so happened that the circumstance would be his kid is dying, and he's in the same circumstance as this guy, but you could save his son and his problems by giving him your penis and never having a penis again. But surviving, of course, I think there's a big chance if you just cut off your penis, you'll die. But like surgically and stuff, that's all done properly. Would you do it? Is an interesting question. I don't know. I feel like I'm a very empathetic guy, so I'd really want to. If I'd actually go through with it is another question. It's a big thing. I think it's also a different question. I think if you already have kids and a family, I think it probably is a lot easier thing to do. Probably still very hard, but probably a lot easier. I don't have kids, so I think I'd like to have kids at some point in my life. But it'd be hard to say no to as well. Like, yeah. True. Very wife-like, Ira. So I like his drip. Got a nice little shirt on. I think it is just pajamas, but that top would actually go pretty hard. I like it. Milk. Ah. What's the, I mean, I say oh like I know what's going on here. I don't, but there was something in the title similar like about this, right? I can't forget what the title is right now, but I get the idea is we just give them a shit ton of milk, or maybe even better, a few cows, and that would be very fitting for aliens. Ah, I see. I see. So is this where the kind of stereotype comes from that aliens abduct cows? One whole cow. I think I might need a bit more than that, but okay, that's quite an easy fix. No penis is given up. No balls removed or anything. Let's go. Yeah, there it is. But damn, yeah, look at Ogre Run. This is like a dream to see something like this. For him. Yeah, the episode was called Mutilation, wasn't it? It's not quite a mutilation. I think mutilating something. I don't know exactly what it means, but being a horror fan, hearing that term, it usually means to fuck something up big time. This is just an abduction. Or not even that. It was given, so. That was just a space kappa. What are you on about? Yeah, you said that earlier, bro. I mean, I guess I could kind of see that. Kappa do look kind of alien, but they also do look really turtle-like as well, so. Evil but true. Spot on. Oh god. That's cute. I mean, I don't like it. She's actually still doing it. Ah, it's the other Gigi. The other character from the opening. That's next to Ira. All about it. Who is this guy? Oh shit. Childhood friend. Oh no. Oka and might just get a little bit of taste of what she's been going through, perhaps, and her first love as well. Yeah, definitely. Wow, that's disastrous. As a guy, if any women are watching, as a guy, that feeling is disastrous. Imagine women have that same feeling towards stuff as well, perhaps like what Momo's been going through. But yeah, Okaran's turn, which I'm really looking forward to. Again, I really love just like the episode we had today, just like again, just almost slice of life stuff. Looks like we're getting more of that next week with this new character here, which I'm looking forward to, of course. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, awesome episode. Awesome episode. I'm not sure what that was referencing at the end there, but yeah, it was obviously an impersonation of something real. I'm not sure what. I'm not a fan of it. I wasn't a fan of it. Yeah, it was a nice bit of bonding as well, to be honest, wasn't it? Especially between, again, Ira and Momo. I think, like I said, they went through something quite big together, and looking back at those memories, I think that creates a really interesting bond between the two. Even though, again, they are kind of rivals in love, they actually got a really nice bond as well, just because of that. Okay, so what we got next time? How am I looking at? Okay, next episode looks a bit crazy. Like I said, it looks like another school focus episode, especially again focusing on the new guy that we've seen at the end here, Momo's first love. I wonder how long ago that was. Sometimes it's stuff like that. Obviously, it like sours, but it doesn't seem that way here. By the way, the outside of alien theories, a kappa is called chupacabra. Really? I thought the chupacabra was something completely different. I'm not really sure what I think a chupacabra looks like, but there's again another Yu-Gi-Oh card that is like based on myth monsters like Nessie that we saw last week, Bigfoot, and there's a chupacabra as well. It looks a bit like goblin like, but hairy and animalistic. I don't really know. I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't say it looks anything like a kappa. From what I think it looks like. Again, I don't think it's a real thing, so I think it's quite hard to say what it actually looks like. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, the preview for next week looks a little bit nuts, doesn't it? Yeah, as I said, love these type of episodes here. Just focusing on the relationship between the characters, seeing their developments between them. Again, especially Ira and Momo, learning more about the aliens, which is something, as I said in the intro, is like I feel like I know a lot. I don't know everything about yokai, but I've seen a lot of yokai stuff. I know the yokai quite well, and I'm always interested in yokai. They've always got a really interesting kind of backstory to them. We know that from every yokai I've seen till now, but we haven't seen that at all for the aliens as of yet. So it's actually nice seeing an alien that we can kind of relate to and understand a little bit. I do hope we do get even more of that kind of stuff to see how the different types of aliens work and such. But yeah, it was a good, definitely a great start with that today. Like I said, that was something I really wanted for the series, because that was always the thing of like everything in the series is fantastic except for the alien stuff. So I'm glad. And hopefully we'll see more of that. But yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comments. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And I'll see you guys next week with episode 11.